Which one? Oh, hey guys. I am sitting here. I laid out a handful of some of my favorite weapons, tools, and I'm deciding which one is the best, the ultimate. You know, this Radian right here, this thing's pretty slick. Night Force optic. It's got the law folder. Look at that, that's a beaut. We all know, oh, well, Glock 26 from Boresight Solutions. This thing's ridiculous. Easy to conceal, plenty of ammo, compatible with larger magazine capacity from Glock, reliable, could be that. Although, raw frickin' sex appeal and horsepower, this 44 mag from Smith & Wesson, this might do it. Go ahead and make my day. Although, Beretta right here, look at this. Speaking about horsepower and sex appeal, I mean, that's vintage sex appeal, that's modern sex appeal. I don't even know if I should be filming this, it's kind of dirty. This right here could be it. Although, I've got so much time with the Langdons here, these Berettas, it's just such a wonderful shooting gun. It could be this. This could be, although, right here, I do believe that it was General Patton called this the Queen of Battle, the M1 Garand. Actually, John C. Garand from Canada, who designed this thing, probably never knew what an iconic piece it would be. This is a numbers matching Springfield that saw time in both World War II and Korea. I'm happy to have it in my care. But then again, this 30-30 right here, man, this conjures up memories. The first rifle that I ever purchased as a 18-year-old boy, something I always wanted. It's got a beautiful leather carry strap on it, sling, and just iconic, right? Lever action, Americana. I taught my brothers to shoot on this, my kids. It's a freaking wonderful, wonderful piece. But you guys know I'm kind of making a point here, as I normally do. These are all fine weapons for their specific thing. I want to talk for a minute. I want to talk about the problems going on in our country. I want to talk about how we approach them. I want to talk about knowing who we are, knowing how to be better, pushing ourselves to be better, and what a true weapon really is. You know, people often quote John Steinbeck. I'm gonna read a couple things to you. John Steinbeck was an American writer, best known for his novels about the social consequences of the Great Depression in America. His most famous works, some of you probably have read, or at the very least looked at excerpts of in literature class in school, were Of Mice and Men. That was 1937, The Grapes of Wrath in 1939, East of Eden in 1952. And in 1962, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. It's pretty cool. He passed in 1968. I believe he was only 66 years old. So he had another book he was working on. It was The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights. He never did finish it. But an excerpt from that is often repeated, and it is this: the final weapon is the brain, all else is supplemental. Many people misquote it as the mind is the ultimate weapon, all else is supplemental, but the actual text was the final weapon is the brain, all else is supplemental. John wasn't a warrior, he wasn't a soldier or anything like that, but he had traveled the world. And I think there's some truisms that exist for humanity. He went deeper though, in this whole quote I'm going to give you. It was this: the purpose of fighting is to win. There is no possible victory in defense. The sword is more important than the shield, and skill is more important than either. The final weapon is the brain, all else is supplemental. You know, if you're going to fight, usually there's a goal, right? If you were a boxer or some type of fighter that fights in an organized sport, you have a goal. This person is your opponent, you train to defeat them. If you are a soldier or some type of military combatant, you train to fight a certain foe in a certain manner, in a certain place. There's specialized training for certain things, right? Right now, we have a cultural war in America. A cultural war. And one of the things I think John pointed out here, John Steinbeck, so eloquently, is it is about your brain. Your brain is the driver of the fighter. Now, if we step away from combat, fighting a human with a weapon, but rather winning this war that's raging in the hearts of mankind, especially here in America, the weapon is not a gun. The weapon is your words, your ability to communicate and to listen. So here's your mouthpiece and your ears, right? Those two things are how you are fighting. Now, I don't think I want to keep attaching the connotation of fighting to communicating with our fellow man, but I would be lying to you to tell you that in the last week, watching comments, not just on my social media channels, but others, how people have begun to just tear each other to shreds. Facebook is a wasteland of assholes, my opinion. Yes, my family's on there, and that's why I stick around. The comments I see on Instagram or on YouTube, I had a gentleman I did a video on how to lube a gun, and somebody made a comment about lube, and somebody basically commented to his comment about what a stupid, dumbass person he was because he disagreed about lubricant. What have we become, or what is it that we are trying to be when we no longer care enough about another person to just listen, to try to talk? I'm an asshole. My family knows I'm an asshole. I don't hide from that. I can be a dick. My nickname is Mick the Dick, Pricky Mickey, Sticky Mickey for some of you. I work to try to be better. That's something that I'll do till the day I die, and I hope you will too. I don't come here telling you I've got it all figured out, because I do not. But what I do know is until we can try to talk to each other, communicate, or at the very least, not attack somebody for thinking differently than you, we're never going to get anywhere. You know, this country was founded on some amazing principles. As such, it is okay for people to disagree with you. It is even okay for them to want to step on a flag and piss on the Constitution. While that sucks for me to say and sucks to hear, that is what liberty is. And that is why we have a Bill of Rights. That is why our government does not get to tell us what God to worship. That is why our government does not tell us how to think. And as soon as that happens, there will be big problems. We can't fix things with government, though. We fix it by how we direct government. We the people, for the people, by the people. That's the way this works. So my challenge to you is to embrace the fact that your brain is truly the ultimate tool that you have. I'll tell you what, all this stuff is cool. I will die. My kids, my grandkids, somebody will sell it. It's just stuff. What's your goal? Do you want to make a better America for your kids? Do you want to make a better place for your grandkids? Do you want a better community? Or do you want to argue with people about lubricants on the internet? Do you want to call people insulting and incendiary names because it's trying to make you feel better? So here's another challenge. Know yourself. Start to think about when you have an emotional flare-up, why this is happening. Think about what happened that came into your ears or your eyes that stimulated that response. Now think about how can I rechannel that energy into something else? If I write something or post something on the internet that gets you so inflamed that you lose your shit, I didn't do that. You did that. You did that. You dictate the course of events of your life. You dictate your response to emotions. You dictate your response to stimuli. That's what John was talking about. Your brain. Your brain is what's important. How we respond, how we interact, how we grow. Know yourself. Begin to dig deeper and start to research things like emotional intelligence. Start to research things like, how can I surround myself with people that can have conversations like this and not be scared of being ridiculed? Are you interested in a popularity contest? Are you interested in how many followers or likes? Or are you interested in having a good life? And there becomes the sum of all of this. Why are we doing all of this? Why do we train with guns like this? It's to protect ourselves, to live. And we want to live because we enjoy living, because it's fun. We want to be happy. That's it. We don't want to go through our life having friction with people. We want to go through our lives being happy, enjoying, having good experiences, meaningful experiences. That's what this shit's all about. Your brain truly is the most powerful tool that you have. There's a void inside of all of us, and a void that cannot be filled by a God. It cannot be filled by another person loving you enough. It cannot be filled by stuff or money or things. It can only be filled by you finding true respect for who you are as a human being. And you will never have that respect if you invest your energy in seeking the approval of others or tearing other people down. Your brain is indeed the most ultimate tool that you have. Use it. Be good. Don't be dickheads.